I just don't learn. I'm still finna play this music even if they're banning me for that shit. Company to comfort me, you go at the right time. Fun for you and it's fun for me. We are such a good time. And I wanna see you tonight. It's been a long time. Feeling lonely tonight. Fam, I'm listening to the music because I'm vibing, not because I'm trying to make money off y'all shit, man. Fuck. Last night's show got completely blocked because I played 15 seconds of this. I don't want to disrespect the record. This is a great song. I love the song, but like, damn, man, really? Like, niggas really getting mad because you just be listening to their music. You made the music for it to be listened to. And now just because I'm on camera, all of a sudden it's a problem. They don't want me to get on here and actually start singing. That shit will be terrible, but I got to get them. Let me get the mood right. I got to set the mood for the show, man. The songs are important. YouTube, if you're listening, hear my cries. Please stop. I'm still low budget. We probably going to be here for a while. We're not making no money. Niggas don't have ads on this shit. So I just want to listen to the fucking music. Leave me the fuck alone. You got bigger fish to fry. You know how I know that? Because I've been watching a lot of documentaries on scammers all week, and they are everywhere, man. The one I was literally just watching probably about 2 hours ago. This fucking guy, Scott Tucker, man. Y'all need to look this up. If you've watched Dirty Money on Netflix, I've been going through them all, but Scott Tucker really stuck with me. Mainly because it's just the most recent one and I can remember most of the details because I just watched it today. Scott, you already know what. Anyway, Scott is a guy who, if you let him tell it, you know, he did this with nothing. He came from nothing and he built this business and then was this famous race car driver. But what he did, and I know they keep saying on the documentary that this shit is legal. I don't know a lot about payday loans. But Buddy had this company, and he basically would get all these people to sign up for these payday loans, and then they were ripping all these people off by taxing all these fees, doing the most, and then he took the money and basically just funded his wannabe race car driver habit. It sounds very shady. And he seems like he's in complete shock. Like, how dare the government come and repossess all my fancy things in order to pay back $1.266 billion worth of money that I stole from people. And even his daughter, his poor daughter. I get it, because when you're a kid, you want to defend your parent until the end of time. I wish y'all would have heard me when I was little. Gabby can confirm it. I used to back my dad up as if he was Jesus himself. Come to find out, this nigga ain't shit the whole fucking time. Now, I'm not getting into that, but this little girl's on this documentary talking about, I know my dad is innocent and I know his heart and da-da-da-da-da. They're shooting it in the kitchen of this big-ass mansion that they stay in while he has cooked her a steak. And this is right after they try to get you to feel bad for them. The wife's on there talking about, oh, the rest of our family has to pay our bills. And imagine what it's like not being able to get a credit card, a debit card. I can't go purchase a car. Things are just so hard. And he's doing the same bullshit. They make you fall in love. Shorty was eating a steak with her dad in the kitchen, talking about how innocent he is. And tell me why he's just leaning up like, yeah. He had that look on his face like, that's my girl. Tell the cameras and use your very innocent looking face. Tell them how innocent I am. Scott, please go fuck yourself. You stole money from enough people that it added up to $1.266 billion. You stole this money from people. And you want to get on camera and you want us to believe
that you were the victim, because hundreds of other payday loan companies do this too. Well, what about them? And his partner's on there crying too. The FBI, they knew that I had kids, and they sent all these agents, and they busted at my door at 7 a.m. when we're getting them ready for school. You could correct me if I'm wrong. And I know that these are separate things, but even still, because I just want you to understand that he's in complete shock that the FBI did this to him because him and some other guy completely defrauded all these people and stole money from him. And he's upset because they showed up at his house. They knocked. They showed up at his house at 7 a.m. while his daughters were there. I wonder what one person would say after their house has been broken into in the early hours of the morning by low-level law enforcement, and their significant other ended up dying behind that. Who do I give my sympathy to? It ain't this motherfucker. I couldn't believe when I'm watching this, I'm like, these motherfuckers really want us to feel bad for them. Like, no offense, I'm sure your kids are great, but fuck them kids. If I'm the FBI, I don't give a fuck that it's 7 o'clock in the morning. They knocked on your door, fam, and they let you come out. You didn't have to endure any type of brutality. Now, I mean, obviously, this ain't that type of shit. This is not that serious. Unless they plan to resist or something better than the Nordic track. People, their roses. Like, people still listen to this shit. The song I was like, us, who's really in 2021? Damn near nobody. If anything, I'm doing y'all for a favor. Anyway. Let's see. What's on the agenda today? In watching one of these documentaries, because I watched another one about Volkswagen, that shit is crazy too. Talking about scamming. But something interesting happened on the Volkswagen documentary. There was some guy from Germany who was naming all these other automobile companies. And he said, he named Volkswagen and he said BMW. And then when he got to Mercedes, what did he say? I think he said Mercedes. And I had never heard it like that before. It had me shook. Because I was like, what the fuck did he just say? What is a Mercedes? It was something like that. That had me bugged out. Again, another great documentary. You got to get on Netflix and just watch this Dirty Money series. This stuff will have your mind blown. There's one about plastics and this Formosa kill, and I need to go out to achieve this type of greatness. No, I don't have it. She don't have it. It's not worth the expense of someone else's life. I don't know. That's just me. But there's footage of this guy pacing back and forth in a conference room telling lots of people this. I just need y'all to be aware about some of this stuff. With all the problems that we have going on in our world just in this week, there is actually some guy, some congressman, who really got up today or yesterday and it still has an issue with Cardi B and the WAP video and made some comments as if to imply that her and this song are what is breaking America. In the Volkswagen documentary, there was a part where they were talking to some guy who works for, I think, the state attorney's office or some shit like that in New York. And it was interesting to hear him when he was talking about how Volkswagen was, cheating the system, cheating its consumers, doing all these things. It was interesting to hear this guy who is a law enforcement official like say things like, we want to do everything we can to create a level playing field. We want to bring people to justice when they, commit crimes and do all these things. And what he said, he was saying a bunch of things along those lines, like, we're not here to, deal with any of this stuff. And in that moment, I sat there and I was thinking to myself, like, it's interesting how they like this was, I get it. It's emissions and that pollutes the planet. And it's like all these things that I don't know a fucking thing about. But like they work so hard to like catch the Volkswagen people. And they say that it's in the best interest of us all because they want to save these lives. And I know we have to look out for the long term, but like, what are you doing about the now? And why are those same speeches not being given when like people that work with y'all murder civilians, and when it's just so much like how are y'all picking which case is important, which is not, what type of crime is important, which is not, like, because they seemed like they were going all out to catch the Volkswagen people. Like nothing was more important. Nothing. I mean, think about this thing with this Scott Tucker guy. He's looking at life in prison. And like, yes, he stole money from people. You feel bad, but then I'm like, but money can be made back. How do we prevent lives from being taken? And why are people not going just as hard? Given that same speech, saying we're going to do everything we can to make this a level playing field. Like all these things, we want to bring criminals to justice and da 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 da. Like, it just makes me wonder, man. So I had that on the sheet because that really bugged me out. I'm like, I'm hearing this guy say this about this Volkswagen situation. I'm like, this is definitely a big deal, but this just didn't seem like it was. I don't want to say it's not serious. And maybe they were just flexing for the camera, but like the guy really made it seem like he was like saving the fucking world by putting a stop to VW, aka making them pay some fines. And a couple people did some little stints in jail. Like, you talking about going all out to make sure Buddy gets 7 years in prison. Because for some of the stuff that they were doing, like, that's probably like the max that a motherfucker can get. Well, what's up, man? I just don't understand. This shit is weird. So it brought me back to the whole thing, like the Cardi B stuff. Like the guy really was taking time to get up there and like complain about that. You want to like take her down and like put her in this box and label her as some type of something. Like, bro, I don't know if some of these people actually pay attention to like what life is like outside of the comfort of their estates. But like Cardi B is like 10,000 down on the list of problems that America has. I don't know. This is a cry for help. I know nothing about interior design, and I need curtains for my spot. Send help. If you see this is like an SOS letter. And when I say help, I need somebody to help me pick it out and how to, like, I can get it set up, but like, I need to know based on my setup what I can get at the store, because I almost effed around and bought these big ass curtains that are like ceiling to floor type of deal. And in that moment, I knew this wasn't for me. So send help. That's all I got, man. This week has just been crazy because, like, nothing is like overly funny because we're all just in these weird spaces, like, I don't know. Maybe y'all aren't, but I have been. And again, I had reached my capacity for people yesterday. I was done. I'm still done. I think there are maybe 100 unread notifications on my phone, which is very unusual for me because I hate to see that red box and I want to get to it immediately. But I've been leaving everybody in the back. We go to the back. And there's some people that have been texting multiple times. I wonder if they're getting unhappy. I don't know. I'm not checking that shit. So you've been texting me and I haven't been replying. I don't know what to tell you. We're hoping to go into the weekend, things be smooth, have a good next week. Boom. And then I think I'm back on vacation after that. Just going to take some days off. Because I'll be forgetting sometimes that I can just do that if I would like. So, I need an interior designer. Also, people, this shouldn't have to be repeated, but y'all got to realize that not everything everyone says is gospel. Some of us just be talking, bro. Some of y'all just be talking out the side of your damn neck. You're not really convicted to anything that means anything. You're just saying stuff, some of you. And sometimes we all have those moments where we're just saying bullshit. People got to learn to just ease up. Don't get so in your feelings about one or two, maybe 3 or 4 little comments that you should, as somebody who's grown, you should be able to listen to what somebody says, remember who that person is, and in that moment decide for yourself, is this even worth entertaining? But some of y'all get pressed over everything. Get pressed about real shit. Don't get pressed about jokes. Get pressed about these murders that we keep saying. Get pressed about people like Scott Tucker who are preying on people who are down. Some of these people had no money. Y'all gotta go watch that shit, bro. I think Alyssa was in the chat. She said she watched it. I think you will kind of bug out when you start to see like some of the scams that these people be pulling on other people. It is crazy. All just to fund their lifestyles. I'm like, bro, I just wouldn't have it in me. Now, buddy, got to somehow find a way to pay back $1.266 billion. Jesus. Today's Thursday. Good. I don't have to do this tomorrow. I'm just kidding. I love doing this, but like I said, I need some sleep, man. I'm out of here. Y'all be easy, be safe. Have a good weekend. Like and subscribe. Do all the things.